Hi everyone and welcome to our first Dolly transformations of 2020. So we got these dolls on Christmas night 2019. Every year we have one relative, Ray. He is our aunt's sister's husband. When we met him in 2013, he really took a shine to our doll hobby because he enjoys making miniatures, so we kind of connected on that, and ever since then he would give us each a box Barbie for Christmas. And so from 2013 until 2018, that's what we got.
So we didn't expect for this year to get about 20 secondhand dolls instead of like 2 box dolls that didn't need much done. So that's why we thought we were being honest when we labeled our other transformation the last of 2019.
So what happened is Ray decided, because he knows that we don't keep dolls boxed and we don't keep the boxes, he decided to go on eBay and get us like a few secondhand 80s Barbies. And 1980s is my favorite decade, which he doesn't even remember, so that was really funny. So we have 4 of them who are official Christmas gifts who he ordered from eBay, and then he works at the town dump and he always keeps his eye out for things that get thrown away, and we have a few videos on our channel of like dolls we've gotten that he has saved for us, and they're very special. I mean, any doll that is like moments from a perilous fate of death, like, it just tugs at your heartstrings, because you just picture them sitting cold in a landfill for Christmas or being incinerated. So the majority of them are from the Christmas miracles, as we call it. He saw someone dumping in like Barbie cars, dolls in the compactor, and he went over there once the guy left and scooped all of it out for us, and then decided it would be our bonus gift for Christmas.
And what was funny is when we were in their kitchen, I saw 2 Barbie cars sitting out on their like out back by like where their patio area is, and I thought they were for Sue's granddaughter Zoe, and I was like, oh, is that the same car Ray already got us? Oh no, that's different. No, I wonder what that car is. And I'm like, Colleen, you don't need another Barbie car. It's Christmas, think about other things. And like, to my great surprise, Auntie Sue seems to have a brainwave when I said something about dryer sheets, and she's like, oh, wait a minute. And she goes outside, gets the cars, and I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. And she shows us this big tub that she put a dryer sheet in, like a 5-gallon bucket. You put a dryer sheet in it so that they didn't smell bad. The amount of dolls and like accessories that someone would throw away like mind boggles me, because
they were like
a few of these dolls didn't need much at all. They were like dolls we would have paid upwards of $3 for separate at the flea market.
Yeah, they were like brand new. There was a few I could justify being thrown out, but some of these dolls like had everything, and it's because they have a little pencil case, like one of those hard ones that had been filled with stuff that had been thrown in with them. So it's amazing what people throw out. So we're really glad
one man's trash is another man's treasure.
that Ray rescued these dolls. So thank you, Ray, if you happen to watch this video. It took us close to a month to do these dolls. Some of them were really easy. They were all cleaned within like the first 2 days, but there was parts that needed to be ordered, very time consuming, a reroute that happened in this video. There was techniques I never even had to do before to fix some of these dolls. There was flat irons and haircuts and accessories and stands to be made, and I'm sorry I didn't film everything in great detail, but I've been really busy. This has been a busy month, and so sometimes I would have like 30 minutes to like really quickly try to get something done before I had to go to work or pick Colleen up, and I didn't pull out the camera. So it's kind of like a weird compilation of a bunch of different things. I hope you don't mind. There are tutorials of all of these techniques for the most part on my channel anyways, so without further ado, we're gonna get into it. So we always like to get the clothes going first, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna cut any of these elastics out, you know, like the people ones. I'll have another pile for plastic things. Colleen's getting the containers for all that stuff. Considering these 80s Barbies don't really smell bad, and the garbage dolls don't smell bad because Sue suggested to Ray that they put them in a bucket with some dryer sheets, and so they actually smell kind of fresh.
I had the foresight to get some OxiClean.
Yeah, because I think it was really old.
Ginger's really old. Avery's clothes look scuzzy. Like, the newer Barbie's clothes don't look that bad, but like Avery's look kind of dull.
Yeah, and the 80s Barbies.
So this is where Ginger's gonna soak.
Pretty raunchy in the pool.
What do you think of this as a tub for Ginger?
Yeah, that's good.
Won't need to fill it all the way up with water, but it's big enough, you know.
Yes.
And anything plastic can go in here.
And, I'll scrub Avery's shoes out after, but we'll just put them
in here to start.
We also should wash Tropical Barbie's outfit because
I was gonna say, yeah, I want to point out that Free Potato Cleo, who someone threw away, is in better condition than your Draki that you paid for.
You guys haven't seen each doll individually at this point in the video, but Tropical Barbie here was technically boxed, but you can see it was really damaged, and obviously all the ties kind of fell out, so we're gonna wash her stuff because she looks kind of dirty despite having been boxed. And yeah, her leg is off. You noticed that? That's what happens when a doll's kept boxed for a long time. I haven't ever seen that on a Barbie, but we have definitely seen it on a
I hear it happening to Tycho Ariels or Brooke
cheaper
Shield
brands, yeah. So this is what we're looking at, a tub for Ginger. Now, with a lot of plush things, you can toss them in the washing machine, like when I wash my stuffed animals, because when you hand wash them, they get waterlogged. So you put them in a pillowcase. You can put a little fabric softener in the pillowcase and detergent in with them, and then run them through with your clothes. And then if you don't want them to go through the dryer for whatever reason, like this hair would melt, you can put them to air dry. But she has sticker eyes, and I'm really concerned about like them going through the cycle of the washing machine, so we're just gonna hand wash her. And then these are all the plastic pieces, so you can see like Animal Lovin' Barbie's panda, some cute things like this little Rapunzel figurine. Then these are all the clothes. There's color catchers and some OxyClean in here and everything because some of the clothes were disgusting. We have our pile of dolls. All the elastics and clothes and things have been removed. And then Tropical Barbie's box was not salvageable, and I don't keep packaging because that just takes up a lot of space. However, I like to take box art for different projects, and I also have her pamphlet here. So the first thing we did when we got the dolls home, the night we got them, was we worked on identifying them. Honestly, no one was that difficult. It was really just trying to get as much information about them as possible. So I have them grouped together, like, so Disney dolls are in one section, and then the Barbies are on the back, and you can see the little check boxes are for when I logged them into my inventory on the computer, and for the printed version we just write little sticky notes, which I'm sure you guys have seen. So this is all info for my Flickr, and you can see like there's little notations about when dolls are repackaged and stuff, because I like to include that to help people out. So this is a clip of us cleaning the dolls with baking soda and dish soap, and obviously washing their hair with dish soap and using conditioner to detangle. I didn't film a lot of this because we were listening to music and I didn't feel like having to keep turning it off to explain what we were doing. Plus you guys see this all the time in transformation videos, and there's a lot of other interesting things that we'll be including in this video, so I didn't put much of the actual like scrubbing and washing and boil washing in here because you get that all the time. You can see we did soak these dolls because they were in the garbage or old, and then this is me washing one of the cars. I didn't need baking soda for them because they weren't that dirty. And then to get Barbie's leg back on, I had to soak it in really hot water. Weirdly, the peg wasn't broken. I've never seen that before on a Barbie or any other doll, but it took a lot of pressure to shove it back on, and then I didn't move it. I let it cool off, and then I ran it under cold water because it was really prone to popping back out. And then you can see I used my kettle to heat up the water this time because we had a lot of dolls. There was a lot of back and forth dunking people, brushing them out.
Why are we sitting like that on the clothes? Where are we sitting, Andy? Wait, that's clean laundry. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's after all the dolls have been cleaned and dried. I didn't film loads of clips of that because we film tons of that usually in Dolly transformations, and there's so much specialty stuff that's going to happen in this video. So currently I'm working on setting up photos for my Flickr guide, piecing things together. Colleen's putting away some of the,
I put these away.
yeah, like duplicated pieces away that we don't need, or like there's like a little hair clip we're keeping and things like that. So you know you have a problem with 80s Barbies when you have a stockpile of extra things for Superstar Barbie. So these are my 2 old ones and the other duplicates here. So I realized that my second lady, who I got in the summer of 2016 or 2017, isn't wearing that big skirt for some reason, so she's gonna wear that. Now the one that Ray gave us has this outfit here. This is her outfit. The skirt is very nice, but these pieces are pretty faded, and I can tell that I have some much nicer skirts. So like this one is very nice, she's gonna wear that. And then for shirts, this one is also a bit nicer, so that's what she's gonna wear. And then this happened. This was my first Tropical Barbie. I got her at the Salvation Army when I was 12 in a case of other 80s Barbies and my first Malibus, and it's this lot that made me really into 80s Barbies. And I know that her head came off a long time ago, and you can see like I must have tried gluing it, but that was probably before I used acrylic filler, so poor thing's head came off. So I'm gonna have to fix her at some point in this video. And again, more hoarding. I have some Western Fun pieces. So weirdly, Sticker Crazed Barbie was wearing these pants. And then these are the ones, the really, I think these really stretched ones.
The really stretched ones were on Sticker Crazed.
Those were on Sticker Crazed. And then these were on my Western Fun Barbie. But do you see these? These look like new. So she's going to wear these. Lucky her. And then her jacket's actually nicer than the one I have. And I only have the one skirt. And I only have this one extra, the one belt. I have to put a snap on this. And the hats, one of these actually goes to the doll I already have, so they just don't stay on well. So I had to add some snaps onto Western Fun Barbie's shirt here because she only had half of hers. But I do save. I always remove snaps, and I have like hoarding tendencies. I keep like little, you can see I have a bunch of these, you know, the part of the snap that goes inside. I have several of them. I don't have any of the whole portions, but sometimes I am able to mate snaps that way. But luckily I always keep small snaps around. I actually bought these when I got my Arista Doll because she was sewn into her outfit, if you remember, if you saw that transformation video. So I bought these just to add snaps onto her dress so it would be removable.
So, I have these 2015 shoes that go to this adorable fashion pack. Soaking in a bowl of really hot water because the 2015 dolls have slightly thinner, like, pegs with, that are like slightly longer. I wanted to put Study Abroad Jade, who is a 2015 Bratz, in a pair of shoes like this. And they didn't go on her right away without having to be like softened and stuff. I noticed is if you soften them for a few minutes, they get softer and it makes it easier to put them on the older Bratz. It doesn't hurt them because you still put them on the 2015 Bratz. It just makes them a little more flexible so they'll go on. Fashion stylist Yaz from 2007 is now wearing Bratz shoes from 2015. Before they wouldn't stay on, like I could get them like part way, but they didn't click in. I didn't hear them click, but I think they must be as they're not coming right back off like they were. So I'm satisfied.
So here I'm prepping Avery's hair for a reroot. I kept it in a ponytail. I didn't wash this hair because I knew I would be removing it. And I did this right after cleaning her body because she was half bald. There was no salvaging what was left of her factory hair.
So I have the hair for, I almost always get my doll hair from restoredoll.com. I've been buying from this website since 2011 and I've never had any problems. The one time that some hair was missing, she sent me extras, so that was really nice. So for Avery, I got Tickled Pink Saran, and for Colleen's Little Red Vintage Skipper, we got the Copper Titian. in saran. I like to reroot with saran because to me it's like the highest quality fiber, it's the easiest to work with, and it's my favorite to feel and style and things. And the nice thing is too, if you're trying to color match vintage dolls or just like really popular dolls, they'll usually tell you on the description what dolls it matches, so that's how I knew what color to get Skipper specifically. I hope I have enough for Avery. If not, I'll have to make a different order. So it was $6.25 for each hair bundle, and then there was a small shipping fee, but she shipped it the next day.
I would have filmed more of Avery's rerooting process, but this is just me pulling out the hair. I worked on her while we watched movies for like 2 different nights, and honestly her head was difficult to work with because of how thick and hard it is. It's not squishy like Mattel vinyl, so I just couldn't be bothered to keep turning on the camera because I was moving at snail pace. So this was once I was finished rooting Avery, and this is the thatching process where I do her hairline. I did have to go back in after, once I like boil washed this thatching, and I decided to add more hair plugs because she had some hair plugs that caved in and ripped from the removal process, which always seems to happen no matter how delicate I am. And so I just wanted her to have as thick of part line as possible, and it is like a tedious thing, but I feel like this thatching looks better than just overly rooting the area. It looks more factory.
So I've cleaned the big things, and they're in little bags to protect them from dust. So they're going to get put away. And then Skipper's tiki hut is also bagged. I needed one of these big ones because it's so tall, and the reason it had to be bagged is because this net pops off, and I don't want it to get lost or broken in storage. And this is the stuff that is going on the dolls.
And this is my Tropical Barbie whose head came off in a previous clip. She's not really part of this haul, but I thought I'd film me repairing her neck. For all of these things like flat ironing, rerooting, cleaning the dolls, boil washing the dolls, repairing the neck, I have tutorials already, which is why I'm not going through step by step and explaining it. So if you check out my tips and tutorials playlist, you can find pretty much anything there that you're looking for. But I thought I would just include this anyways because I end up fixing necks a lot around here, and this is just acrylic liquid and powder.
So this is the Tropical Barbie that I fixed, my old one, my first Tropical Barbie. You can see she's all back together, and I just reshot their guide photo for Flickr because my new girl is included. I just stuffed her in this basket.
I flat ironed all of the nylon hair dolls off camera and also my giraffe, but I decided to film me trimming. These dolls had really, really bad haircuts, the Winx, and I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to save it. So after I flat ironed and gave them trims, I actually ended up having to boil wash them, which I've never had to do. Usually the flat iron takes care of everything, but because of how short their hair had been cut, I just couldn't get close enough to the scalp with the flat iron, so I was able to make a bit more progress afterwards by boil washing a second time. And even though they're obviously, have cut hair, I think they turned out pretty cute regardless. So, my Arista Doll was the only one from this Little Mermaid 3-pack who did not have her original tail. It fell off and it wasn't included with the dolls. So I bought this really cute fabric at Walmart for 97 cents, and I had plenty of it left over, and I thought I would make her a homemade tail, and I decided to stuff it in everything so it was extra spiffy, and it actually inspired my handmade stand design and her hair accessory design later on. I thought this was really fun. Now, the one I'm showing myself working on here was my original attempt, but I wasn't happy with it, so this was kind of the prototype tail. I ended up making her a second one, which I didn't like it at first as much shape-wise, but in the end I think it worked out better because it was a little bit smaller and fit on the stand better. And then in this next clip here, you can see I'm stuffing it. I've had this leftover stuffing from, Colleen actually got it from the garbage. They were going to throw it away at her work, and I've made so much stuff with this. I literally just showed it in a video where I made over a Cabbage Patch crib, and here I am stuffing her tail and gluing it down in place. I apologize for not having more footage of me making stands, but Ariel, Arista needed stands because they can't sit and I wanted them on display, so I just got me measuring them, not the painting process. I hope you understand. I do have a video on how I make stands, and also I get questions on what I use for the waist pieces. I show this in my tutorial, but they're wire fence ties. You can also use like armature wire, anything thick enough to support the weight of the dolls. It took me a long time to figure out how to make the best waist piece when I started making stands, but this is like really secure. And then in this clip, I decided to make all three of my mermaids special hair accessories that match their stands, because I'm like, if you give a mouse a cookie and it's never enough. So because it was cold in the house and like just this time of year paint doesn't dry well, I ended up having to use my blow dryer between each coat. I'm holding these little seashells that I got from deconstructed jewelry, and I'm painting them to match, and I have to use tweezers to hold them. And then in this clip, I'm mixing some glue with glitter so that they have glitter detail to match the stands and look a little spiffier. And then I just glued them onto clips that had ribbon on them, so it would just be a really nice finished product, and I like how these turned out.
The last thing I have to do is fix this Ken doll. Where his foot went, I do not know. It looks like it's been cut. I don't know why someone would have done that. On a girl doll, it would just be easy to get a body donor. However, male dolls are often not as easy to pull the heads off of, and we don't have any bodies like this. So I'm going to try to make him a foot. Put off doing this to last because I wanted some time to really think about the best way to go about doing this, to see if maybe there was a cheaper supply, something that was more readily available, but I ended up caving and buying this. So this is like a 2-part modeling compound, and I've heard about this because I've seen other collectors use it for mostly customizing purposes, and I thought that this would be really handy. And the reason why I went with this instead of another kind of air dry clay is because this is waterproof. You can see here it says superior detail, 0% shrinkage, highly adhesive, hard and durable, non-flammable, freeze-thaw, stable, 12 colors. You can paint it. It's outdoor and marine quality. So I wanted something that was as durable as his plastic here. And you have to be careful like with certain kinds of clay you use, because maybe it's not waterproof or maybe you can't paint it. And also this bonds, so when people use it to customize, say to add features, they just put it right on and it sticks. So the problem with say polymer clay is you'd have to bake it in the oven and then attach it, and I want it to be pretty fused. So this is my first time working with this product. I could have gotten a smaller size, but I was afraid I wouldn't have enough. So for these two, I ordered them off Walmart's website through the company Blick that manufactures these. It was $25. So this is like not cheap. I don't recommend getting this unless you really need it, but I'm sure I'll get other use out of it. You do have to wear gloves when working with it because it's not like good for your hands. You can also sand it down after for a smooth finish. So basically it's 1 part of this mixed with 1 part of that. And then it cures in 24 hours, but within the first 3-hour window you have the opportunity to kind of sculpt it at different phases so you can get more detail.
So this was my first time using this product. As I mentioned before, I had to wear gloves. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing, but I was trying to just make do with what I could. It did smell weird. It kind of had a chemically smell, which I wasn't expecting, and it was hard to work with using the gloves. I'm not used to like molding clay with gloves, but it, I think it's toxic, so I had to take the precaution, and I kind of just took a decent sized lump of the 2 parts and put them together and started forming his foot. And after a while it got really difficult to do, so I left him to sit for a while so it could harden a bit so I could add in more shape. But this was the initial pass, and I dragged it up his foot a little bit, and I used some water to smooth it over, which got a little runny, and I unfortunately got the black kind, which was inconvenient.
So I've been working on sanding Ken's foot, which looks frostbitten right now. I have to paint it, obviously. But before I do that, I've been trying on different shoes, making sure that I can at least get something on his feet. Now, honestly, I'm not going to be able to match it 100%. So I think I'm happy right now because I don't want to sand too much and then not be happy with it or make it so he can't stand up on his own. So this is 2011 Summer Swim Magic Avery before. She has this really tragic hair. It is nylon, and then someone colored blue into it. The pink part is the color change portion of her hair. And then someone cut off like half of her hair, and it even extends into the front here. She's filthy. I mean, she was in the garbage, so what do you expect? And even her outfit is really squalid. And this is Avery after. So this is the tickled pink hair color that I rooted. There's her part line. This is what it looks like from the back. I did not need to use all of that hair. I still have a little bit left. I did have problems with her hairline. It caved in parts, so there's a few little gaps despite my many efforts, but she looks worlds better, and I made her these earrings. This is 2007 Passion for Fashion 2nd edition Jasmine, aka Jasmine. She is really grubby. Her hair's not too bad. She's in her original outfit, and the problem is she can't sit because she has melted portions along her hip. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. You can kind of see it there. I don't know if I'll be able to save the body, but either way, I have plenty of Yaz bodies for her in storage. Passion for Fashion Yaz after. Ooh la la. She has some stains that the camera's not picking up on, but they're there. I'm gonna have to remove them. I made her these really fancy earrings, and her outfit even looks a little bit cleaner. I think she's gorgeous. I have Chloe from her set, so it'll be nice to have the two of them next to each other. The lovely fashion stylist Yaz, she is in pretty decent shape. Her hair is, you know, a little gross, but considering she was in the garbage, not so bad. She doesn't have her outfit, and she's not wearing shoes that match, but I'd say she's fared decently. And then this is fashion stylist Yaz. She has some pretty big stains, like on her ear and on her forehead, that I'm going to have to take care of later, but I think just her overall appearance is so much nicer that it kind of distracts. And she has these really ridiculous tacky earrings to match this fashion pack that Colleen put her in. We have the Winx 2012 Everyday Collection Flora. She's missing a shoe. Her hair is pretty disgusting. It'll need to be flat ironed, but that's her before. This is Flora after. I thought I wasn't going to be able to save her when I went and started sorting out her hair because I found, again, some really short bits, but the boil wash helped lay everything flat, so that's why her and Bloom kind of have like little bangs because they were already cut in there. And then this is the back of it. I tried my best to blend it. Winx Everyday Collection Bloom. She has the most complete things of my Winx dolls I got in this lot.
She reminds me of Ratzilla Megana.
I know. Her hair is... I don't even know the words to describe this. Like, it looks like a sheep wool. Literally. Then we have Bloom after. Yes, her hair is a lot shorter. You would have thought that she would have longer hair, but I found these little chops in it and in the back, so I had to even it all out. I didn't want it looking super chunky, but I did my best, and they have really low quality nylon hair. I've never seen nylon that was this resistant. I mean, I've had better luck flat ironing Kid Corrugated hair, which is saying something. Everyday Collection 2012. Is it Musa? Musa? Musa?
I was going to say Musa?
I'm not familiar with the Winx, so forgive me. This is my first time getting them. Her hair is less bad than the others, but it's supposed to be in two ponytails, and it's going to need to be like, I'm going to have to find the parting. And then we have Musa, however you say it. She had the best hair of my Winx dolls, and therefore it's not much shorter than it's supposed to be. She doesn't have her pants, but this almost passes as a dress. It did take a lot of work to get her bangs to lay nice because, as I mentioned in a previous clip, I had to boil wash them following the flat iron, which I've never had to do, but I just couldn't get the flat iron like all the way to her roots on these bangs. It was very hard to grab them, but I'm impressed with how she came out anyway. These two dolls were sold in 2011 and 2012 in two different packs. One in the 2011 was just a Little Mermaid 3-pack, and then in 2012 they reissued it as a Toys R Us exclusive and it's identical with the exception of the head mold they use on Ariel, who I'll show you Ariel in a minute. So I know based on the Ariel I have that these are the 2012 versions, but I already had this Alana, but my other one has a different colored top. It's like lighter. It's technically the same. I've seen variations of both. So yeah, they're pretty disgusting, and poor Arista over here is missing her fin, and you can hear some rattling. But, I mean, it could be worse for them. She's actually nicer than my other Arista, who's kind of gotten... Alana, who's gotten kind of discolored. And then we have Alana after. Now, she is going to be on display. This is my old Alana doll stand that I made a few years ago when I got her. I'm going to give her some time out on display, and I'll swap my other Alana in when I feel like it. But she doesn't have a discolored torso, which is nice. And then this is a little hair accessory I made. Little glittery shells to match her stand. Who had the most work done. That's her little hair accessory, and that's how her hair looks. It's a lot better. And this is her little homemade tail. I think it looks pretty cute. It's nice and plushy, and I'm glad it's not any bigger because I would have had trouble putting it on the stand. This is my favorite stand of the ones I've made for them. I really like the contrast. I did these colors because you can see there's some green in the tail, and I just thought it would tie in everything nicely. And then this is the Ariel from that pack. She has the 2012 head mold, which is like the newer style Mattel head mold, one of the last ones they used. And the other ones use the, I want to say it's the 05 head mold, the really weird looking one. But she's really cute. I actually like this face up for Ariel. And then we have Ariel. That's her hair. It's a little bit damp because it got a little messy in the basket, so I just had to fix it up. That's her hair accessory. And then this is her stand. I just labeled it as sisters because I have quite a few that are just generically labeled, and I thought 3-pack would look kind of weird. And you can see I matched these to their outfits. So they're going to look really fun as a set on my display. I have 2012 Sparkling Princess Snow White, what you can see of her. And then this is Snow White after. I made her this cute little hairpiece. She's really cute. 2014 Sparkling Princess Jasmine. I already have her. I got mine, other one brand new. She has a gorgeous face. I wish Mattel had used this face more often. Sadly, it's on a molded body thing, but that's alright. And her hair is just... behold.
Scary town.
And then we have Jasmine. I'm actually surprised by how grubby she looked before, but you can see that she had all of her little fixins. She had her shoes and her crown, and she'll look really cute on display with my other one that I got brand new. So this is 1985 Tropical Barbie. I have several in my collection, but she was the first one that I got in her box. So she was one of the Christmas gifts from Ray. He got all of them loose from the same seller, but like they were sold separately on eBay. So yeah, her hair's not too bad, just typical box hair. But this is where we have something interesting. Barbie's leg came off in the package, and I've never seen this before, but it didn't break. It actually just fell off. I'm thinking it got really hot in that box, and the plastic kind of loosened, and it just...
Yeah, I've never seen that. There's always another piece. Like, you can tell how clean this looks.
Yeah, if you look here, you can see nothing's broken.
The knob is completely intact.
So, she's gonna need a little work, but that's okay.
She also has some staining on her arm that you can tell she was in the box a really long time. Unfortunately, it's not the time of year to put her outside to fix that.
And this is Tropical Barbie after. Her leg is on. We will demo it for you. See, she can stand and she can sit, and it's pretty tight feeling. I just like to be extra careful. I did redo her hair, and although she obviously wasn't dirty before the leg being off and her hair being a little bit messy, obviously does show a difference. I love her. She's got a really beautiful face, one of the prettiest of my Tropical Barbie. I have Animal 11 Barbie from 1988. She is my most complete one. She even has her little panda and her boots. But this hair and her earrings are also, they were just pulled out for some reason, but they still have the barbs on them, so I don't know how that happened. But she was, again, one of the Christmas gifts. And this is Animal 11 Barbie after. She has a much softer look than my other two Animal 11 dolls who have saran hair, but I actually really like that about her. and her outfit cleaned up really wonderfully. The vest and skirt are the pinkest of my 3 Animal Lovin' outfits. I'd like to find her a better shirt someday, and I did get the earrings back in. I had to be careful because the barbs were starting to break on one of them, but after some prodding I was able to shove them back in, just heating her head up in hot water. It's like if you want to remove the earrings, that's the safest way to do it. Then we have 1989 Western Fun Barbie. What's interesting about her compared to the one I already have is that my other one is a Mexico doll and she is a China doll. So they look very different, but she has all of her stuff. Her pants are backwards for some reason. She also has her hat. It's just, I don't have it right here, but this is pretty bad. I don't know if it was cut or if she's just really skimpy in the hair department, but it needs some work, girlfriend. And this is Western Fun Barbie after. She was so sad looking before, and I wasn't sure if she had a haircut. You can see she must be kind of thin, as her ends are kind of wispy, but that's alright. I think she just looks a lot fresher, and we did get her some better pants, as you saw in an earlier clip. And I made these earrings based on her sash here. So that was kind of the first time I made earrings like this. I'll insert a picture. They're kind of sitting a little bit funny right now. Behold, 1988 Superstar Barbie. Now, she's the prettiest of my 3, and she is the only one with the red hair. Oh, I love her, and she has her whole outfit. She does have the spotted leg thing going on, which there's nothing you can do. I did try stain removing spots like this on someone's calling skipper dolls, but that's just a reaction that the plastic has over time, and you can't really change it, so I don't mind, especially because her skirt will cover it up, but she's beautiful. And this is Superstar Barbie after. I'm really excited with how she turned out because we did have some nicer pieces of clothes in storage for her, and her hair just looks so much better. Now, they have been sitting in this basket back here for a while as I've been working on dolls, and she was one of the ones that got finished pretty much right after the initial wash. She didn't need any other work, no earrings, so her hair is a little bit flatter than it was when I first had her out, but obviously she's going to be stored anyway, so. Crazed Barbie, who's weirdly wearing Western Fun Barbie pants, even though she was in the garbage with a bunch of newer dolls. This is kind of an unacceptable look, but it's okay. We're going to make this doll gorgeous again, and I love her Mackie head mold. And then this is Crazed Barbie. We actually had a spare outfit for her in storage. It's not in the best shape. It's starting to crack, but I'm glad she had it, and her hair looks a lot nicer. She was a really weird doll to have gotten in the trash with the newer dolls because she's so much older. She's like a decade older. We have 2013 Beach Cruiser Barbie. I guess I'll show her with her Ken. So, there's actually a version of this Ken who's sold with rooted hair, and the packaging is slightly different, but they have the same stock numbers and box dates as far as I'm aware. Now, they look pretty good. Like, who would throw them out? You know, we even have the Beach Cruiser. It was with them, but how did that happen? I have no clue how a foot just comes off. He's not articulated. It's like someone cut it off. Were they trying to make him handicap Ken? Like, I don't understand. These dolls are like brand new other than that. It's so tragic. And then we have Beach Cruiser Vehicle Barbie after. So that's her hair. Very nice and shiny. She looked really good before. So I'm not it's not that dramatic of a transformation, but I love this dress. It's really cute. And this is Ken after. So he looks about the same until you get to the foot. It's not my best work, but it's not my worst work. It was my first time using this particular material, and so I had some trouble with the fine details, and also my paint was really dried out. My flesh tone paint. I do have to add like a little bit of brown to it to match his skin tone more. And I used first a gloss sealer and then a matte sealer. So it had like the protection of the gloss, but then the matte on top of it kind of gave it a slight sheen like his skin. It's not perfect. I definitely messed up on the heel. Like you can see, it's really thick. But the bottom looks pretty convincing. Like, I did a pretty good job at the bottom, and he can. And he can freestand, so that's something he couldn't do before. So Ken is happy. But I do want to say that in terms of the weight of how it dried and how it sounds, it's very convincing when you feel it that it's like plastic, so it looks pretty good from the side. It's just the back and the like top angle are, that's where you see the size difference most. 2012 Beach Barbie. She's generically packaged. They didn't even bother calling it Beach Barbie, but this is her outfit, and I actually didn't know she had this until I noticed she was wearing something beneath the fashion pack. So she's not in the best shape, but I'm glad she has her outfit, and she'll clean up really easily. And then we have Beach Barbie. Found her headband in a little accessory case. And who on earth would throw out 2014 Sisters Tiki Hut Skipper? She has most of her stuff. We got her tiki hut with her and everything. It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. I mean, you could get away with just brushing her hair if you didn't care about cleaning. There's also a 2016 version that it's the same doll, it's the same stuff, but the packaging just says Pink Passport and it doesn't reference Sisters Tiki Hut. And then this is Skipper. Wow, what a transformation. Just kidding. She was already so nice, but I can't believe someone threw her out. I'm most indignant on her and Cleo's behalf because they still had their outfits on and everything. She's really cute. Creepateria Cleo. I have wanted this doll since she was out in stores. I stalked her, hoping she'd go on sale. She never did. I have been dying to get my hands on her. She is perfect. She's missing like a necklace and some of her accessories, but we even got her cup with her. I don't know who threw this doll out. She has all her limbs, as you can see. I am heartbroken on behalf of this
I just want to
trio.
point out that our Draculaura that we bought at the Salvation Army actually paid for is in worse shape than her clothes walked off.
She had no clothes, no arms. This doll still has the elastic on her to hold her stuff in place. So she was never undressed, and someone threw her out. This is Creepateria Cleo after. She already looked so nice, just a little bit fresher. She's gorgeous. Then there's Ginger from the Animal Lovin' line. She was sold separately. She's the giraffe. She's one of my favorite things that I got for Christmas. She was with Animal Lovin' Barbie. And she has some hair that needs to be addressed. And obviously she's really old, and when things look clean, even if like they're not that old, you don't know where they were from, and you'd be surprised how something like Creepateria Cleo will look clean, and then you put their clothes in the wash and the water turns brown. So something this old, I don't chance it. She's getting a bath. And then we have Ginger after. Now she has nylon hair, which needed to be flat ironed, and she needed a little bit of it trimmed. Her mane did not need to be flat ironed. That was pretty nice, but I think she's so cute and I'm really excited to have her. But not least, we have two dolls that were actually purchased in 2020, our first of 2020. And we got them at a charity store on the way home from having my oil change. This is My Little Pony, the 86 version of Megan in Sundance, and she actually has, we pulled it off of her, but the bridle to her horse was attached to her dress. I already have this doll, but this one was only $1, and her bangs are nicer, and she also had the little bridle, and I don't know, I just love these My Little Pony dolls. So this is her before, with some ratchet looking hair, and this is Megan after. She's really, really nice. Her hair is beautiful. And my other Megan that I got earlier this year, you can see she has like really cowlicky bangs despite my many efforts, and her face is more faded, so I'm really excited to have a second. Then this is first edition Madison, the My Scene doll. I have been chasing her since I got into collecting again 9 years ago. I had this doll growing up. It got really destroyed and I tried brushing it and it caused her to bald, and then I gave her a haircut, so she had cut hair and bald hair, and there was no really salvaging it, and at the time I didn't know how to reroute, and even if I did, you know, she wasn't like one of my absolute favorites. So I've been on the hunt for her ever since, and I still have my childhood doll's outfit, so we got her for $3. She was wearing a Barbie shirt. Colleen just took it off. So that's her before. And this is Madison after. So this is actually my childhood doll's outfit that was being worn by My Scene Goes Hollywood Madison. She changed her outfit. And this is her hair. Now, I will say, I have a lot of dolls with this sort of kinky, curly hair, but this is twice now that a first edition Madison on me has lost a ton, and I was being very mindful while brushing her, but you can see she lost some hair plugs in the front. And that's exactly where my childhood doll lost hers, was all around the hairline. So I was being really careful, and it was literally the very last, like, comb I was doing. She had some hair wrapped around her earrings, and I had to detangle it, and I looked, and there's a bunch of plugs missing. So I don't know if it's something about the way this particular doll was manufactured, but if you don't have her and you buy her secondhand and you go to do her hair, just be aware that she balds really easily, and maybe before doing any work on it, getting her head off and putting some glue in there or something just to add a little security. But I love how she looks anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this transformation video and that it was worth the really long wait. That's why I didn't announce that I was working on it ahead of time, because if I ever put out there that there's a transformation video coming,
We get daily,
people will like inundate me with, when is it coming, when is it coming? And I knew it was going to take me a long time because I had to wait for things to come in the mail. So at this point, every doll is on my Flickr, so if you want to see them, you don't need a Flickr to look at them. Read more about them, see what they came with, see all their little goodies, because I didn't get to show everything in detail in this video, and we didn't film a haul, so I hope you don't mind. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.